Hopefully that's what. Yeah, lovely. So I'm going to start off just by asking you what is your role at the club?
I'm life president.
Right, and what does that entail? What is it you do?
Well, I serve on the committee, and basically I go to the AGMs, and I generally, if you like, overlook the club. Keep in contact with them, find out what's going on. I am originally an ex-chairman, an ex-player, an ex-chairman, an ex-manager, and now I'm life president. So kind of, I'm as you get on later in life, you become a life president if you stay long enough with a GAA club.
Yeah. You've done it all. You've done it all.
Connection gone. Yeah. Been there, as I say, and done it.
Brilliant. So, how are your preparations for the new season going? I know that it's coming up fairly quickly.
It is coming up fairly quickly, but I actually spoke to the chairman of the Lancashire County Board yesterday regarding fixtures and stuff, and of course they're not in the clear view yet as when we can actually start playing. I mean, the teams are back training at the moment, trying to do social distancing and all that, and they're back out training, but there's no actual date pinned in for fixtures yet.
Yeah, do you think that's going to be resolved anytime soon?
Well, it's all down to the government, really, and the figures, and see how it goes. No decision is going to be made now, I think, until after the 12th of April. And then he said that he'd get back to us and see what they were going to do about fixtures and when we'd be allowed to play games out in the open again.
Yeah. So sort of on that topic, just how badly has COVID hit the club in the different aspects?
Oh, well, like all walks of life, it's really disrupted the club because we've not been able to play games. We've not been able to train for long periods of time. It's really affected the underage because our children can't come along and play underage football. So we've got all the underage stopped as well. And what kids are like, they like to get out and play games, see their friends. So that's been really disruptive. And all our teams were stopped last year, the girls' teams, the boys' teams. It was a big disruption. We had a few games near the end of the season, but it was only like 3 or 4 games we played towards around maybe October, November time. And that was it. So it was a full year of lockdown, really, to be honest. And the clubhouse has been locked up and nobody's been into our clubhouse for 12 months, except just somebody now and then to go in and check on it and make sure it's okay security-wise.
Yeah. So sort of moving away from that now, what makes Oisin different to the other Gaelic football clubs in the area?
Well, I think Oisin's was originally established in 1904. It's one of the oldest clubs in the UK. And I think down the years, it's always been known as a family club. So when I say that, I mean that a lot of families tend to come and join, like myself. I'd come along and maybe start playing football with them. And later on in life, you get married or whatever, and then your kids start playing with them. So it's kind of, it's always been known as a family club, a good representation of families there from all different counties and from all places in Manchester. So I think that's stood to it. And we've always had a good record in the competitions down the year and the All-Britain champions. We've been All-Britain champions quite a few times and in underage as well. So generally speaking, I think, and we've got a lovely clubhouse as well, where people can come along and lovely showers downstairs. And upstairs then we've got a lovely bar area, lounge room, and a meeting room. So there's lots of activities and things that would appeal to a footballer coming from Ireland or even here that would want to join Oisin's.
And do you think having that them sort of facilities sets you apart from others?
Without a shadow of a doubt, because all the other clubs here in Lancashire, none of them have got clubhouses. They all come along and their players change out of cars, if you like, or come change ready for the game. And there's no showers afterwards. They just get off the pitch, jump in the car and go home. Whereas with Oisin, we've got our own clubhouse. And I wonder, could I just interrupt you for a minute, Colin, because I've got this call coming in about my power, so I'll be back to you in a second.
No worries. Start that again. So one of my things for this this piece of work is to focus on like a local area. So
Yeah.
I'm interested in how you get players in to play for you from the sort of the less affluent areas, you know. How do you engage with the local community?
Well, we engage with the local community through a few different ways. Obviously, our website is up there, and you know, it's there for people to see. We engage on local radio. We go on to local radio and advertise our club there and invite people, you know, onto the club that might want to play or might want their child to play. We put out newsletter leaflets in all the churches around the area for people to know about Oisin's and Gaelic football. We run an advertisement in the Irish Post newspaper from time to time, asking or telling people about Oisin's and if they'd like to come along and play. And word of mouth, really, from different people, you know, especially with families for underage is concerned. They're really good for telling other people to bring their child to Oisin's because their child is there. And for lads, I suppose a lot of our players are met in the pubs, to be honest, because you might be out the weekend, you'll meet a lad that's just come over from Ireland and he's looking for a job and he's looking for a club. So that's another way. So we've got lots of outlets really in contacting for players and for underage children.
Brilliant. And with the universities so close, do you get a lot of players coming to play that are at uni?
We do, actually, yeah. It's amazing. You just need one player to come from uni and he'll bring a load of other players. He'll bring his mates with him because he doesn't want to be coming, and he'll bring his friends with him that he's got somebody that he knows on the team or in the club or whatever. So, yeah, we do get a lot of lads from uni that come and play with us for the season or maybe for 2 or 3 years. And then when they qualify, they may go back to Ireland or maybe move off to London or something. But, yeah, we do from time to time, yeah.
Does that make it difficult when you have players coming for just a couple of seasons to sort of build for the future?
That's always been the case here in the UK. We always, every club all over the UK suffers from the same problem, that players come and they're here for maybe a year or maybe 3 years. Unless they settle down here and get married or get a job here, they always tend to move off. We get players coming up from London that's got work up here, that was playing with clubs down in London, and players that's here playing for us and other clubs here in Manchester maybe get a job down in London or Birmingham. So we've got this movement of players all the time in and out. It is very difficult, but all you can do is do the best you can.
Definitely. And I just want to know sort of what are your plans for the future?
In what way?
In sort of a development and direction sort of way. Where do you want the club to be in, say, 5-10 years?
Well, I suppose we've got a nice clubhouse up at Old Beedings in Didsbury. So I'd like to see that extending more now, because we've got 2 girls teams up there now, and we've got quite a few adults teams and then underage. So I'd like to see that continuing, and I'd like to see the clubhouse extending a little bit more with the amount of people that's coming into it. And I'd like to see the club progressing, you know, maybe winning trophies like that, because at the end of the day, it's all about playing football. So, and I think what we've got to do is that we've got to become more self-sufficient in bringing up our own homegrown players here, because we're not always going to get players from Ireland. And we have found that obviously less and less people are coming over from Ireland to work here or to go to uni here, which means we're getting less players for the club. So that's where our underage comes in, and we've really got to make sure that our underage gets stronger and stronger, that we can build and keep our own players. And that's what I'd really like to see over the next few years.
That's brilliant, right? Well,